Okay, so now I'm going to teach you the equations with fractions. But this time around, we are going to look at some equations where multiple terms are in a form of a fraction. So maybe without wasting much of our precious time, let me just write down this one and say, if you are given 1 over 2, let's say this is added to x over 2, and this is equated to, maybe this time around, let's say 2 over 3. Just have a look at this and ask yourself in terms of where you would start and how you would work it out. Of course, there are many ways in which you can work it out. So what I'm going to try and do is to take you through a safe method. So a safe method would be one that you can use for any type of an equation where fractions are involved. Please trust me when I say I've done a lot of math problems and I've done a lot of mistakes, and I got to a conclusion to say, actually, regardless of how it is given, how easy it is or how complicated it is, I will always follow this way of doing it, because when I do it this way, I'm able to solve any type of a math problem similar to what you are looking at now. So this is the best way to go about it, and I will apply this type of working for all the problems that I'm going to take you through. So first thing first, look for that fraction that has a letter. Then leave it on the left. All the fractions which do not have the letters, meaning which are just the numbers, take them on the right hand side. So when I look at this, it's like I'm having, let's say, 2 plus x is equals to 3, where I'll obviously need to say x, leaving it on the left hand side, and then I have got that 3 minus 2, which will end up being 1. That's how I look at it. Doesn't matter whether it's in the form of a fraction or not. Letters one side, numbers one side. Let's try work it out in that approach. So that means this x over 2, you can say it is equals to, already you have 2 over 3 on this side. Then what you can do, it is 2 minus that 1 over 2. So that means you have your x over 2 there being equals to, then you say 2 over 3 on your calculator minus 1 over 2. What do you get? So you end up getting negative 34 over 3. So now you can either cross multiply, or if you don't want to cross multiply, you can rewrite it in that format of a coefficient x being equals to the whole of that. So this is what I mean. You have an invisible one there. So when something is written like that as x over 2, it is the same as that invisible 1 over 2 multiplying by x, which will be equals to whatever that you are having on the right hand side. Then what you do, you remove that fraction. Remember, whatever that you do on the left, you do on the right. So because you are removing a fraction, that's why I put it inside the bracket, so that I will say that and that cancels. Then you have on your calculator, you will just punch it like this, where you say negative 34 over 3, and then you can do this divided by, you open a bracket, and then you say 1 over 2. just make sure that you have a calculator that is able to do the fractions. So I will start by saying negative fraction, then you say 34 over 3, and then on the side you do the divided by, you open a bracket, you do the fraction, and then 1 over 2, you close, you say equal sign, then you end up having a final answer where your x is equals to negative 68 over 3, and that is the end of it. So without wasting much of our precious time, let me quickly do example number 2, then we will see how to work it out. So let's say you have p over 4 minus 1 over 2. Let's say maybe this is equals to 4 over 5. Okay, again, I'm sure by now you realize you've got an invisible one there. So let's just write it in that proper way of saying 1 over 4. It is therefore multiplying that p. We will say equals to not 5 but 4 over 5, because that's what you have already. And then that 1 over 2, it goes to the other side, it changes the sign, it becomes 1 over 2. So you still have your 1 over 4p there, which is equals to, on your calculator, 4 over 5. On the side you plus it by 1 over 2, and then you get 13 over 10. So now you just remove that coefficient of 1 over 4, but just remember to put it inside the brackets. Whatever that you do on the left, you also do on the right. So can you see now that cancels completely with that? You remain with p, which is what you are looking for. And then you will just punch it like that, where you do it this way. So I'm writing this so that you can have an idea of how you punch it on your calculator. So on the next calculations, I'll just do the final answer there. So that means you will say 13 over 10 on the side, you divide it by 1 over 4, which is equals to 26 over 5. And that should be the end of it. So without wasting much of our precious time, let's jump on to example number 3, where you have, let's say you have negative, okay, we'll just modify the equation there and say maybe over 3, and then let's say minus 1, maybe this time around, let's say y over 2. Yes, let's do it this way. What I know is that I want to have all the letters on the one side, numbers on the one side. So already this one of 2 over 3, I will rewrite it in this way of that format. Then this one of invisible 1 y over 2, I will have to transpose it or take it to the other side, and then it has to change its sign. That's why it becomes negative 1 over 2, which is the one multiplying y. And then I will equate it to this one. I will take it to the other side because I want it to be on one side, as it is a constant or a number. And then it will just be positive 1 because it changes the sign when it crosses the border. Okay, so now what are we having there? Let's see. We end up having that negative 2 over 3 minus 1 over 2. So you punch it on a calculator, negative 2 over 3 minus 1 over 2. What do you get? You get negative 7 over 6. Remember your y there, which will be equals to 1. Then the last step is for you to just remove that. So it is that negative 7 over 6 that you want to remove completely. Remember, whatever that you do on the left, you do on the right. So that should cancel completely with that, and then you've got your y, which will be equals to, let's see, we'll say 1 divided by, in the brackets you have negative 7 over that 6, and then you get negative 6 over 7, and that should be the end of it. So can you see, same pattern, honorable member, same approach. Let's do example number 4. Maybe after this I'll do one more, and I think you should be in a good position to attempt similar problems. Maybe here, let's say we have negative q, we minus it by 3, and then let's say here we have 1 over 3 q. So you can see that it is any letter that can be used. So what I know is that I want to have these letters on one side. So I'm already having negative 1q there. Then I will take this to the other side, where I will take that 3 to the other side. It changes a sign. So you must just always remember that when something goes to the other side, it changes a sign. If you forget that part, then it means from that step going down, everything is wrong. So now remember, you have invisible 1 there. So it's like you have negative 1 minus 1 over 3, which is equals to, it therefore gives you negative 4 over 3q, which should be equals to 3. Then what you do, all that you do is just to remove this coefficient, which is negative 4 over 3. Remember, whatever that you do on the left, you also do on the right. So that cancels completely with that. Then you end up having your q, which is equals to, what will that be? 3 divided by, in the brackets, you have negative 4 over 3, which is equals to, this is what I'm getting, negative 9 over 4. And that should be the end of it. So maybe very quickly, let's do one more problem. And this should be problem number 5. Let's see how far we can go. Let's say you have negative 2, where we plus k over 2, and this time around let's equate it to 0. So based on what I'm saying, it means you will need to rewrite that fraction as 1 over 2, that is being multiplied by k, which should be equals to, you take 2 to the other side, it changes the sign, it becomes 2. What's next? You therefore divide by that fraction, because you want to remove it. Whatever that you do on the left, you also do on the right. So that means you divide that side, you must also divide that side. So it cancels out, you remain with your letter. Then you will say 2 divided by, you open your bracket, then you've got your 1 over 2. Even though you may know what it will give you, I would advise you to just punch it on your calculator. You will never know. The moment you do too much of mathematics, sometimes you may forget some things, and then you try to use your head, then that's where you lose it. So just make sure that whatever that you are having in mathematics, you always punch it on a calculator. It doesn't matter if it's 1 plus 1. Just move it there. It will definitely give you the correct answer. So I think I am done for now. Let me just quickly verify if I've done everything correctly. That number 1, that to the other side, and then I divide that, cancel, and then punch that. That 1, that to the other side, positive, and then that cancels that. Okay, number 3. So what you can do for now is just to take a screenshot. Just take a screenshot in case if you will need this information to study as you prepare. And that other one, let's see, that to the other side. Yes, it changes the sign, that and that cancels, and then that to the other side, it changes the sign, that cancels, yes. And this one, That to the other side changes the sign, that cancels. Yes, it looks like I've done everything correctly. Okay, then it's fine.